Good afternoon from the National Service of the Liberia Broadcasting System and welcome to Newsline. 30 minutes news presentation about Liberia and the rest of our one world. Today is Thursday, November 23, 2023. My name is Titi Gibro with this afternoon's presentation and the headlines. President George Weah orders his cabinet to prepare comprehensive turnover notes ahead of the transition. Chinese President Xi Jinping and other world leaders congratulate Liberian President-elect Joseph Yomo Boakai. President-elect Joseph Boakai calls for post-election unity and national reconciliation.
And we must come together as one people to rebuild our country. There are no green Liberians or blue Liberians, Western Liberians or Southeastern Liberians.
Away from Liberia now, South African Parliament suspends fire-burned opposition leader Julius Malema and other EFF MPs. Sports, the news in French, a report of today's weather and foreign development are all packaged. Emmanuel Colley first sets the pace with a bulletin of news.
President George Weah has mandated members of his cabinet to prepare for a smooth transition. President Weah described the transition as time-sensitive and admonished government officials and institutions to fully cooperate and support the process. He instructed heads of government institutions to prepare comprehensive turnover notes to include information that is relevant to ensure unhindered transition process. The Liberian leader announced the mandate Wednesday during a special cabinet meeting at the Executive Mansion. President Weah also mandated General Services Director General Mary Burrow to assist in tracking all government assets during the transition period. Chinese President Xi Jinping has assured his government's readiness to work with Liberia's incoming President Joseph Boakai. The Chinese president vowed that China would stand by Liberia and deepen bilateral friendship and mutual trust with the aim of strengthening mutually beneficial cooperation. President Xi made the remarks in a congratulatory message to President-elect Joseph Boakai on Wednesday. At the same time, congratulatory messages continue to pour in for Ambassador Joseph Boakai, the latest type from the presidents of Ghana and Ivory Coast, Equatorial Guinea, and Sierra Leone. In his message Wednesday, Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo expressed the hope that Ambassador Boakai will continue on the path of his predecessors by further deepening the friendship that exists between Liberia and Ghana. President-elect Joseph Boakai is calling for post-election national unity and reconciliation among Liberians. Ambassador Boakai wants citizens work together in the rebuilding process of the country and put aside their political differences. He told a news conference Wednesday in Monrovia that it is time for Liberians to embrace peace and disallow politics to divide them.
The elections are now over, and we must come together as one people to rebuild our country. There are no green Liberians or blue Liberians, Western Liberians or Southeastern Liberians, North Central Liberians or Southern Liberia. There is only one Liberia.
Ambassador Boakai called on citizens to forge ahead for the overall transformation of the country amid the daunting challenges. A 58-year-old man has reportedly drowned in G River in River G County. The incident occurred when the victim, John Walker, reportedly slid off a log while on a fishing expedition. A correspondent said following days of search in the river, the body was discovered Wednesday by divers in the area. A 50-man jury reported no foul play in the death of John Walker. The death or his corpse has been turned over to family members and has since been buried. Liberia Peace Building Office Executive Director Elliot Moba is calling for national reconciliation among the citizens. Mr. Moba said despite political, ethnic, and religious differences, there is a hearty need for Liberians to unite and forge a better future. In an ELBC interview Thursday, Mr. Moba also called on government to make substantive strides to achieve national unity and reconciliation.
Elections have come, elections will go or have gone, but Liberia remains, and Liberians have to live together. They need to live together and coexist. They need to make sure that the country remains peaceful and stable, and that's the only way we can have development.
He indicated that government has been doing well over the years but needs to do more to ensure national reconciliation among the citizenry. Mr. Moba also recommended several peace-building frameworks that could be used to ensure reconciliation is deeply rooted into the fabric of the society. And Liberia's acting peace ambassador Eris Mokokwe wants both the incoming and outgoing governments to work collectively in addressing national disunity. Ambassador Kokwa said the country's status of reconciliation is fragile. As such, there is a heightened urgency for both governments to unite and support the implementation of policy documents. He noted that 2023 elections had developed national division which undermines and weakens good governance practices. The Liberia Acting Peace Ambassador was speaking on ELBC Super Morning Show on Thursday.
Collie returns a little later with our foreign development and weather report. One of our top stories this afternoon, President-elect Joseph Yumabwaka calls for post-election unity and national reconciliation. To this story now, President George Weah has mandated members of his cabinet to prepare for a smooth transition of power. President Weah Wednesday noted that the process is critical to the sustenance of the country's peace and democracy. Vasta Talu has a report.
During a special cabinet meeting at the Executive Mansion, President Weah rallied the support of